Are you tired of your dingy old shower curtain and looking for a way to give your bathroom a little upgrade? Well, thrifted bed sheets might just be the answer you're looking for. For this project, I first headed to the thrift store and searched for pretty tablecloths, curtains, and top sheets and found a few pieces I liked. To create my own shower curtain, I first cut the king-size top sheet down to 74 inches by 74 inches, leaving the top lace portion intact. Then I hemmed the two sides by first folding and pressing the fabric a ½ inch, then another ½ inch, then sewing the hem down with a straight stitch. I then hemmed the bottom by folding and pressing the fabric up a ½ inch, then 1 inch, and sewed it again with a straight stitch. Then I used my buttonhole foot on my sewing machine to sew 12 buttonholes. Once those were sewn, I used a seam ripper to cut open the holes. Then I had a homemade shower curtain, but I wasn't done yet. First, I took the tablecloth and cut off the sides with the pretty lace. Then I cut 2 strips of fabric from a curtain panel and 4 strips from a twin flat sheet that were 8 inches wide and the length of that particular piece. The goal was to have 3 pieces of fabric that ended up being about 8 inches wide by 114 inches long. Next, I sewed together 2 of the floral fabric strips on the short ends, then laid it on top of the shower curtain, right sides facing each other, then laid the strips so the non-hemmed edge started at 6 inches from the bottom of the curtain, then I pinned the fabric in place. I pinned the fabric in place towards the right side of the curtain, then measured in 3 inches and folded the fabric onto itself about a ½ inch and pinned it. Then I measured over another 3 inches from the left edge of the previous fold, then folded the fabric onto itself again and pinned it. I continued this all the way down the width of the shower curtain. I sewed the strip down using about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then I folded the fabric strip down so the bottom edge of the strip lined up with the bottom edge of the shower curtain. Then I pinned it in place, making sure it laid really nice and flat. Then I sewed down the top of the strip with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I added one last strip of floral fabric on top of the second strip, then came the trim piece. Before adding the trim piece, I found the center of the shower curtain and placed a pin to mark it. Then I added the piece of lacy tablecloth to the shower curtain, lining the center of the large lace piece with the center mark. I folded the top edge down under the strip to create a hem. Then I sewed a top stitch to the trim piece using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Next, I trimmed the overhang pieces a bit, then folded them over the back to match up with the hemmed shower curtain, pinned them in place, then sewed them using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now I have a unique, upgraded, and upcycled shower curtain made using only second-hand materials.
For today's project, I'm going to head down to my local Walmart and grab my favorite shower curtain. I need a cool design. Then I'm also going to head on over to the Dollar Tree and grab some of these mats that they have. I'm going to need 4 of these for this project. I'm going to place them upside down, put them in a square so they're all together, make sure the seams fit up nice and neat. Once I get those together, the next step was I grabbed some duct tape and I put that down to hold those seams together. Now, if I needed to add a few more, I could have, but I wanted to make sure I got it from front to back and from side to side. That'll make it nice and strong right there. Once I get that cut off and everything, I want to make sure that I also smooth it out so I got a smooth surface. Next, I'm going to take that shower curtain and lay it across my table, but I want to make sure that I had the design facing up. That way I know exactly where to lay it out. Once I do that, I'm going to take it out and go ahead and cut around the edges. I want to leave about 3 to 4 inches of overlap on each side. These shower curtains cut real easy. Just take a pair of nice sharp scissors and do it. Next, it's going to take some spray adhesive, and I'm going to spray this all along the back of these mats, even getting on the duct tape that I did. I want to make sure I get the edges and all around the inside and every square inch that I can. Want to work a little fast, make sure I get it on there, and then I'm going to lay the shower curtain. but I'm not going to lay the whole thing at one time. Just do half of it and then smooth it out and get the wrinkles out. Then I'm going to push over the other half using my hand, just get out all the wrinkles that I can. Now there's some that are still there, and that's because it was folded up in the package. What I'm going to do is take an iron and place it on there and get all the wrinkles out. Now I'm going to flip it back over, grab my hot glue gun, and go very easy, just a few inches at a time, and lay over the edges of the shower curtain onto the back of the mat. Now it's a little warm, so you want to be careful, just light touches so you don't burn yourself. Once I get that all laid out, I'm going to make sure it's nice and smooth, get all the edges on all four sides done, and then I'm going to start folding the corners. So I fold one side first like this, put out a little hot glue, and then I'm going to fold the next edge over. I'm going to hold that down for about 15 to 20 seconds until it dries up and it holds it. Now here's a little secret. I'm going to put some hot glue on the back of this mat and just lay it there. What this does is this grips as I'm doing it. Next, what's going to happen is I'm going to get some water-based polyurethane and I'm going to spray this mat. That's going to help waterproof it. Once I get this on and it's ready to dry, I can put this in place, and it goes great in my bathroom. It actually, with this beach scene, it matches the decor that I already have hanging up in my bathroom. Is that I can also take it outside because it's going to go great with my Adirondack chairs. I think it turned out great, and it looks really amazing.
This scrap piece of rug is the perfect size for my work area, but I really don't like the look of it. I found this cotton shower curtain for a great price recently. I'm going to trim off the excess shower curtain. Before I attach the shower curtain to the rug, I want to iron out as many wrinkles as possible. It's time to attach the shower curtain to the rug now. I want to use some spray adhesive to keep the shower curtain attached to the rug so that it doesn't move around. I want to put the spray adhesive both on the top of the rug and the back of the shower curtain. Next up, I need to adhere the edges of the shower curtain. I'm going to pull them to the back side of the rug and then just use some hot glue to keep them in place. I don't want to pull the shower curtain so tight that it squishes the rug fibers, but just tight enough to keep it snug around the edges of the rug. To finish off the corners, I'll trim off the excess and then glue down the edges the same way I did on the other side. Finally, I flip the rug back over and I want to spray 2 coats of Scotchgard all over the shower curtain. This is going to help keep my new rug nice and clean, and I'll easily be able to clean up any dirt or spills that might happen when I'm using the rug. This custom rug was so easy to make, and I love how unique it is. I hope this has inspired you to turn your shower curtain into a beautiful rug as well.